Back at the University of Toledo Medical Center today, we have Dr. Mallory Williams with us, and we're talking, as you might imagine, bike safety. Doctor, a lot of things we want to cover today. Give us the 3 things you really think people need to know, especially kids, when it comes to bike safety.
3 things they need to know for bike safety is a safe cyclist, safe bike, and safety equipment. So when we talk about a safe cyclist, we mean a person who is adhering to the laws of biking, not crisscrossing, not riding bikes countercurrent to traffic, not in and out of traffic, not riding on irregular surfaces. When we talk about safety equipment, we're talking about, of course, the good old helmet that our kids just love to wear. We're talking about it being around them appropriately and fastened to their chins and in a snug position such that that helmet can actually protect them from traumatic brain injury, which is a huge cause of riding incidents. And we talk about also adorning them with knee pads and elbow pads if they're riding on irregular surface such as our dirt bikers. When we talk about safe bike, what we're basically saying is, parents, before your kids get out here in this wonderful weather and try to ride their bike, that there's some minimal things that we just need to do to make sure that the bike is safe for them and that they're not injured. One, the tires need to be inspected. We need to make sure that the tread on those tires are effective and the tires are not going what we call bald. We need to make sure that the chain, in fact, is going to work appropriately and that it's on the tracks. And we finally need to make sure that the handlebars are snug so that when the person changes positions or steers the bike, it can do it effectively. Now, parents, this is what you do not want. And this is what develops when your kids ride aggressively and ride for a long time. These are essential things for riding the bikes and being safe and keeping our kids as safe as possible throughout the summer.
Well, it's got to be difficult, I think. You can tell people about keeping their bikes safe and making sure they do the right things with the handlebars, but the helmet itself, yes, that's got to be something that's difficult to not only train the kids to get on properly, but to get them to actually like, so they want to do. Any advice on, you've got 3 daughters, any advice on what are the best ways to do that, talk a kid into it essentially? It
all starts when we buy the bike. No helmet, no bike. Traumatic brain injury is something that can occur particularly in younger kids when they're riding at fast speeds and they're accelerating and then they propel off of the bike. They become a missile. Whatever they hit, they're hitting it with massive force. And so what we want to tell our kids is that the helmet is not an option if you're going to ride the bike, and we want to explain to them the consequences of not wearing a helmet. And sometimes that means restricting their privileges if they're not adhering to the rules of parents.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of parents, a couple of things you were telling us specifically about the bike. Those are things parents need to watch out for. I mean, the kid might notice that this is getting a little bit wobbly, but it might not mean anything to them. The tires might be going a little bald. It doesn't mean anything to a kid. It sounds like parents really need to be as active as the kid on these things.
Absolutely. A bike is a weapon, and parents need to monitor the handlebars, the tires, and the seating.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Mallory Williams, well, thank you very much for your time. You can get out there and ride. It looks a little small.
Always, Sean.
That's your talk back.